One in 3 Australians suffer from stress. If you're sick of feeling like everything is out of your control, then we may have the answer for you in the form of our next guest, stress expert Dr. Helen Street. Please welcome her to the couch. Now, Helen, people always talk about stress. I'm always like, I don't really know what that means. Like, it's such a broad term. What form does it take?
Well, it can take different forms, and you might recognise different things in yourself. So for some of us, we have that sense of our house is knee-deep in, you know, Lego and laundry and piles of paper and piles of everything that we can't quite get out of the way. Other people might have a sense that life's just rushing past all too quickly, in that sense that you're losing time and that you're just never going to get to the point where you're actually living the life you want to be living. Other people might find that they feel totally out of control, and that's often characterised by the person who will try and keep their house immaculately tidy, but really that sort of it's themselves that's feeling quite out of control with life. And then you get people who have that late night worry. You know, we've all been there. You put your head on the pillow, you're really tired, and then you start reliving something that went wrong in the day, and you know, wish you said this or done the other. Those constant worries. And then you get that sort of reactive person. So if you know, bite your husband's head off or your wife's head off, or you snap at the kids, that sort of very reactive, angry way of living, which is a
build-up of...
Absolutely.
I feel like the cogs are turning in maybe all of our heads at the moment. Yes, tick that box,
tick that box. If you have said something that we've gone, oh, yes, that's me, how do we manage that?
Well, if we think of stress and what it means, stress is actually a really healthy part of our makeup, and in fact it's our #1 survival mechanism. So all those signs and symptoms are a result of us feeling under threat, which was great in the times when a mammoth might come out and eat you, but not so effective in the modern day when our stresses are about our work or our family or our home, or just trying to manage everything. So really important point, stress nowadays is not about being too busy, it's about being too busy trying to get ahead. So to manage stress, one, we need to find out ways to interpret our environment so it's less threatening, and two, we really need to find time in our lives when we're not trying to get our checklist done, when we're moving on.
Oh, so there's a difference between...
So hard.
When you say trying to get ahead, do you mean like trying to plan ahead with everything that you're doing, or do you mean trying to get ahead, trying to get a bigger house, trying to get a... Or is that part of the same...
Part of the package, absolutely. So if you're... You know, if you have a spare hour in the day and you think, OK, I better get dinner prepared and I'll get that work done, or I'll check my emails, you're still going through your checklist. Whereas if you can find something to do that means that you're not looking at your watch and you're not being depleted of your energy, but you're actually being engaged, you're actually feeling energised.
Can you give us some suggestions?
Hard,
What do you do?
I think, if you're constantly busy, it can be a hard one. But a good thing I tell people is, if you think about going to a social event and you sort of don't connect too well with the people, and you have that sort of tired face from smiling, you can feel quite drained because you're still on your list of things to do. If you go out with really good friends, you have a great night out, you might drink a little bit too much, stay up too late, but the next day, even if you're tired, you feel a sense of energy.
Very true.
I think
You
that
feel
is.
renewed
I feel
because-
great when I go out with my girlfriends.
Absolutely, because you were engaged with your life. So all this sort of traditional advice for stress out there that says yoga or meditate, that can seem a world away from a lot of us in the way we lead our life, what it's really, sort of the message behind that is, find something that's fun enough where you're not actually thinking, I'm getting sorted for tomorrow. You feel, I'm actually, this is good today, this is good right now.
That's very true, because sometimes it's really liberating to just walk away from the laundry. You know, even though you're really tempted to go, I'm going to do it.
But then I always think, if I do that, what happens then when I come back to it?
It'll still be there, and
It's
it'll
like
be there next week.
like a monster.
There'll be new dirty stuff the week after.
All right, is
Well,
it
that's
possible to trick stress? For instance, sometimes if I'm really under the pump about something, I think to myself, I eat stress. So I try and change it into something, instead of something that's getting on top of me, that I'm like, I really thrive on it. Sometimes that works.
I think it's really important that we recognise that stress is not our enemy. It's the way we manage stress that's the problem. In fact, short bursts of stress are actually good for your health. A lot of people don't know that. The problem is if you interpret your environment in such a way that you're so under threat all the time that you're never relaxing. So absolutely, bursts of stress and adrenaline can be really good. Having moments of excitement or having that energy so you actually get stuff done is a good thing. The problem is if you then don't switch off from that, or you don't have other bits of your life where you are a bit more relaxed and more engaged right now. Yeah, so
really,
it's the balance. It's very much
really
about the
great
balance.
advice. And if any of that has resonated with you, this is Dr. Helen Street's book. Please thank her for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Great news to everyone in the audience. You're taking home a copy of Helen's book, Stress Overload. Good work.
Don't get stressed about having to read it.
That's right. Relax into reading it.
Another book to read.
Coming up later this morning, our chat with celebrated film director J.J. Abrams. But right now, here's a little something from Marianne.